This is the battle of the Pearsons. Keone Pearson takes on Tony Pearson. Are they brothers? Or are they father and son? I don't know. I think Tony Pearson's 95 years old now. Well, he's pretty old, so he's probably old enough to be Keone's great-great-grandfather. But all jokes aside, this is a bit of a fan request that was out there a while ago, but a bit of a long-time subscriber, so it's more of a favor to a friend of mine. How tall is Keone Pearson? I'm asking you guys, how tall is he? I searched and searched. He was doing his weigh-in, and he said, well, they measured me at 5'4", but he meant that they got it wrong, so he's 5'3", maybe 5'5". Either way, I don't think he's 5'4", but he's short. He's short. He did an interview with George Peterson. George looked like he was towering over him. I like the vacuum here. Of course, Tony, when I look at him, it looks like he's hitting him most muscular. And there is no rear relaxed or side positions. So this is just basically the start of the matchup. Look at the size of Keone's legs. They look massive. Of course, when you look at the length of Tony's legs, structurally, these guys are very different. Of course, when you look at the front double bicep pose, it's not exactly a huge difference, is it? I mean, the vacuum looks very similar, the rib cage, and their biceps very similar as well. But again, look at the length of the limbs of Tony Pearson. I believe that, and that alone, would be his downfall, would be Tony's downfall. I believe Keone would get this one. His legs, they might not actually be thicker, bigger, but due to their short little length, they do look bigger. And I think there's more aesthetics, and there's better proportions when I look at the tricep and biceps. There's more flow. So I give a point to Keone in the front double bicep, but I believe Tony would snap that away here in the front lat spread. This is just a phenomenal shot for Tony. I am telling you what. And Keone, it's a vacuum. So what can you say? Do you criticize it? Not really. It's just not the best pose for him. Side shots. Let's have a look at some side shots. And Keone takes one back again. What a nice little back and forth matchup this has turned out to be. Of course, the modern day guys, they hold their legs differently. Displays the hanging hamstring and more of the glutes. But even the training alone is different to display such muscles. But even in the upper body, look at the pec, look at the arms. Tony, not the best shot for him, I will say. And neither is the side tricep, which we don't have a fair comparison, but this is a nice little fun comparison. And that's all these matches are. You can only take these so serious as far as the 80s pitchers and modern pitchers. Everything's going to be totally different. But these are more fun comparisons. Look at the arm on Tony. The bicep on the far arm. Just fantastic. But since this is no mandatory shot, let's have a look at what I was able to pick up for back shots, and this is for the lack of a better term. There's no mandatory shots, but I guess we'll call this the rear double bicep. Now, I spoke of the training difference, and you can see that clearly in the legs. Both men look like they struggle in the calves. You have to train your calves. That's it. You have to train them a lot. I mean, I had the world's smallest calves, and now they are calves of an average man, which I am happy with. Just the back development. I mean, look at the lat insertions of Keone. I would give him this one. But the rear lat spread does not translate at all very well for Keone. And watch some videos, I'm telling you right now, of Tony Pearson. He is one fantastic bodybuilder as far as this pose is concerned. This picture here does him no justice. He's probably 75 years old here. Look at him in his prime. I believe the Mr. Olympia 1984. Either way, I would give him the rear lat spread, no doubt. I'd have no problem with that. Most muscular shot, whether this was a mandatory shot back in the 80s, and it wasn't, and whether it was in the classic physique division, which it's not, doesn't matter. We're judging it anyway. And Keone Pearson, he is definitely getting an edge. The only weakness I see is the calves. And Keon, our friend Keon, struggles with that as well. Structurally speaking, they're both decent and things of that nature, but look at the muscle bellies and the chest of Keon. Not very aesthetic at all, but that's me being mean and nitpicky. Ooh, look who dropped in for a little photo bomb in the crab position.
Wow! Bring me to the chopper. Fall into position and situation.
This is Arnold. He's making the gentleman nervous. He would make me nervous. Either way, let's wrap the most muscular up and go on to this. This is an awesome pose for both gentlemen. And I could see somebody giving this one to Keon just because of the flow, those big legs, just fantastic. Nothing doing for me, though. Keone Pearson. Yes, he does have a little bit skinny legs, but look at the feathering in those quads at this event. I'm not exactly sure what event this was, but it may have been Tony's best all-time shape. Didn't look like it was his heaviest, but I believe he was at his most ripped. Here is a vacuum pose comparison to finish this one off, and I have to say the lats disappear when Tony does his vacuum. He has some awesome video footage of him snapping this pose, and it's just stuff of legend. But actually, in this picture comparison, I might even lean toward Keon due to the lat size, I guess, and the fact that Arnold has dropped in for
another photo bomb. I like to make the man nervous. Wow! Do it now! Come on! I'm right here. The chopper won't touch us till we reach the border. Wow!
And wow, indeed. I believe Keone Pearson edged out a slight victory in this one. And if you didn't count the most muscular, then I believe it would have been a tie. And Tony did get that side tricep, or lack of a better term. But it was a close one. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little fun comparison. I like doing the men's classic physique division versus 80s guys. They're just perfectly built for each other. Hit thumbs up if you enjoyed the video.
Raul.
Don't forget, I did my Arnold impression. Let me know if you enjoyed that or if you dislike it. Hit thumbs up, like I said, subscribe. Have a great day.